Hello, my name is Greenlee. I'm with Greenlee Construction. I am one of the estimators, which is what brings me here today. This lady has asked for an estimation on her roof, not just how much it costs, but does she really need a roof? So my job is to check everything out and look to see if the roof needs to be replaced or if it's got some more life. How long might that life be? So, as we've mentioned in other videos, a good roof is a balance of insulation, ventilation, and then the roofing products itself. One of the first things I do is look for the soffit ventilation, and you can see the holes that are drilled in. And then you also, in this first little cubby hole there's birds coming in out of there, which isn't a good thing. But that's the most immediate thing that I see here. This roof has no drip edge, probably has no ice shield, but neither one were required when this roof was done. So we look at what's there and then how it's functioning now. And does it need a new roof? And if so, when? This section here that we're going to first is often the worst for two reasons. It faces the south, but it also gets the reflection back off of the walls. So if any section is going to be bad, it's most likely to be this one. These shingles, though, look pretty good. I mean, they've got more life in them. You got a little bit of fiber showing on the edges, but again, this is quite often the worst panel on the roof. And if this is as bad as it gets, it would last longer. Now, things like this, those are a little bit concerning. Those are most likely hail dings. Sometime in the past, this roof has been hit by hail, and that's what does these things. So we'll keep looking for that as we go, but I would say that's just damage there of some sort, probably ice removal. But these dings do shorten the life of the roof, and it's very, I can't imagine it being anything like, see, that's so protected, but yet you got that there. Those are hail damage. And this owner, if she's owned it all along, she should be able to file for a claim and get her insurance to pay a good chunk of her roofing. All right, that's that panel. Again, no ice shield, probably none on the whole house. We just lift this up, fill our hand in there. That's felt, that's not ice shield. So no ice shield, no drip edge. Those are of minor concern, but this roof has a decent pitch to it. It's about an 8/12, maybe a 9/12. That means for every foot that it goes up up 8 inches if it's an 8/12, or else if it's a 9/12. This looks to be an 8/12. It's a good pitch. It's not so steep that your roofers and satellite people and whoever else can't get up here and work if they need to. But it's a good enough pitch to run ice and water off pretty good. You see here, this is a little bit threadbare, getting there. Not terrible yet. This is our upper ventilation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 air vents, which is sufficient. It's a good balance. You like to have 50% up, 50% down, and it's kind of a confusing formula that most people can't just figure in their heads, but this is close. This is good. These are plastic vents, which we don't use. We only use metal. For years, plastic vents worked just fine, but about 20 years ago, they changed their formula or something. They don't last so well. Notice how this is fading. The next step is, after fading, is they begin to crack. And when they begin to crack, normally they begin to leak. This is a ridge we don't like and don't use, but it was the best they had back in the day. The ridge we use now, all of this is solid. And so you've got over a ½ an inch of bulk on the end of this vent, the end of the ridge, I'm sorry. And you can see like here, probably people coming up here, stepping there to get up on top of this other roof. They've broken that one, or else it's just broken with age. We'll look at these plumbing flashings. Very often they crack or just get totally destroyed. This is not, it's still good. This one's good, that one's good. The vents, got to keep checking them. Sometimes you can't see them, but you can feel cracks. But this does not have cracks. Up here, I don't see hail damage. The direction of the hail can drastically affect how much damage you get. How old your roof is will affect it. But this does not have visible hail damage. You got, that's a small ding probably. Let's look for some more. And this is cracked and also failing. Looks like maybe that was cut when they installed it, which is sad. They shouldn't have left it, but they did. So as far as hail damage goes, insurance companies go by a rule of thumb. They like to see at least 10 dings in a 10 by 10 square foot section. So looking here, I have a 10-foot section and trying to find 10 dings. There's one. They don't really like small dings, but most insurance companies will pay for it just because it does shorten the life of the roof. So you can't be in a hurry and find all the hail damage. Some adjusters, if you have an insurance adjuster come to your place, you need to remember that they don't work for you. They work for the insurance company. So they're not going to, now there's some great ones. I work with a number of great insurance adjusters, but just remember they don't work for you. They work for the insurance company. So now I'm looking on the other side because again, the direction that the hail comes from can make all the difference in the world. That's probably from hail. Yep, I don't think we can sell them on a hail damage claim. Just since I'm up here, the neighbors asked me to look at their roof, and it looks pretty similar. It doesn't appear to be in bad shape, but of course I'll get over there and look at it here in a bit. Here we're just above that other porch, and our flashings down here. Kind of be nice if that bottom, we call it a kick-out flashing. There's really not one there, which it's missing. It's on the outside of the main siding, but it's still hitting that up and down board, that batten we call it, and probably shortening the life of that. But again, it's not a huge deal. Not in this situation. Here we have, we're roofers and not siders, but notice here, this is worn out siding, but notice that this flashing is supposed to be covered, and it's not. Well, there it is. No, it's not. This flashing is supposed to be covered, but it's not covered. It's sticking out, and so moisture can get behind that. and go right inside the wall and do some damage. So overall, this roof doesn't have any valleys, so I can't talk to you about that. But no valleys. All the air vents are good. The plumbing flashings are good. The ridge is good. Everything has more life in it, except for some of the external things like the birds in the attic and shutting off some of the ventilation. There's another case where the flashing would have been nice if it was kicked out. And if we were to roof this house, we would do that. I didn't measure this roof for two reasons. One, it's not urgently in need of a roof, and so they may not want it anyway. But quite often, so we can pay more attention to what we're doing up here and what we're looking at, we have these measured via satellite. And they're very accurate. They do a good job. They give us nice pictures and nice measurements. Again, just to double check, that's just felt. No ice shield on this roof. That's a negative. Flashings are sticking out. Birds are in the attic. And that's what I have to report. Okay, so our inspection is complete. The shingles themselves are mostly in good enough shape to last another 5 years. As I said in the earlier part, this porch here is going to be the most worn out because it's on the south side. The trees give it some protection, but it also gets reflection back from that wall. And so these are the worst shingles. Also, this section has hail damage on it. It has plenty of damage to be an insurance claim. The problem is, though, the rest of the roof does not meet their criteria. They think you need 10 dings within 10 square feet, and this is the only place where we get that. The overall ventilation is good, except there are some issues. There's birds getting in the attic, and I showed that earlier. But they're coming all the way over here, so they're kind of owning this section right here. But right on this side, that soffit vents, those there are all clogged up with bird debris. So my report will be, you've got some more life for your roof, but you don't really need a new roof right now. So that's the way we try to do this. We try to be honest and open and take care of customers. That's our first priority.